But I'm going back to the oil industry, where Nigeria's president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, has vowed that his ninth National Assembly will pass the much-awaited Petroleum Industry Bill no later than the current first quarter of the year 2021. So the House of Reps has issued a notice of public hearing due to hold later next week. That's 27th and 28th of this month on the PIB. Omono Okonkwo is the Nigerian correspondent at Natural Gas World, a publication based in Vancouver, Canada. And she joins us now to discuss the PIB's journey. Good evening, madam. Good to have you on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your time. We appreciate it. Give us a brief insight into the long journey of this Petroleum Industry Bill in Nigeria.
Okay, so in the year 2000, the Olusegun Obasanjo administration inaugurated the Oil and Gas Reform Committee. And then in 2008, late 2008, the PIB, the Petroleum Industry Bill, was first introduced to the National Assembly. And then from then, you know, because of the change in government from the Yar'Adua administration to Jonathan's administration and then to the Buhari administration, there have been a lot of back and forth for, going through the bill, reviewing the bill, drafting new bills as public hearings demand, and also as sector changes, the oil and gas sector. So for now, we are looking at a revised PIB. As the PIB is, being drafted by the National Assembly, we are looking at, making sure that every aspect of the oil and gas sector is taken care of. Now, in 2016, you know that the PIB was segmented into 4 different bills. We have the Petroleum Industry Administration Bill, the Petroleum Industry Finance Bill, the Petroleum Host Communities Bill, and then the Petroleum Industry Governance Bill. That is the first time it has happened. All these years, since 2008, nothing like that has happened until 2016. So now, in 2018, we saw the president declining to assent the PIGB. But the National Assembly has decided, okay, in 2021, we are going to pass the PIB so that every aspect of the oil and gas sector in Nigeria is going to have a standard regulatory framework.
You are an oil and gas industry journalist, and this is what you do for a living.
Yeah.
How much?
Yeah.
What's your outlook on this public hearing, the next one that we're going to do next week? Do you see this as what you call the finale to bring up a PIB to a conclusion?
Oh, well, yes, I do think so. Not necessarily because the National Assembly is committed towards that, but also because stakeholders now believe that, it is time to maximize oil and gas resources in Nigeria. You know, the rest of the world is gearing towards green energy sources. And it is time that every stakeholder understands that this is the perfect time to maximize these resources. Now, let's look at gas, for instance. All these years, Nigeria has held place as one of the highest producers of natural gas resources. We have the highest in Africa. And yet we are doing nothing with it in terms of power generation, in terms of industrialization. Now, if all stakeholders decide, okay, yes, let us submit our memoranda, let us appear at the public hearing, let us say, okay, this is what we want for oil and gas in Nigeria, then, of course, we'll come to a conclusion, and then the National Assembly can move forward, and then the president can assent to the PIB.
Well, what we
So
hear...
I also think, okay.
Yeah, please go ahead.
I also think that during the public hearing, we're going to see a lot of people clamoring for a better fiscal framework for the benefit of local and international investors. And we're also going to see a lot of people clamoring for, a better life for those in the host communities. I'm speaking of, when you go to Port Harcourt, the gas flaring, suits, people dealing with suits and all that, and then you go to other places in the Niger Delta, river bodies are polluted and all that. People are dying and having diseases and all that. So I think if stakeholders say, let us zero in on getting, actually solving problems in host communities.
Yes.
Let investors, oil and gas investors, know that, okay, if you are going to explore in this particular area, you have to include the people. You don't exclude them. You have to include the people so that they don't get angry, they don't feel neglected. They don't feel like, oh, the government or oil and gas investors have forgotten about us. They just come, they explore in our communities. We can't fish, we can't breathe proper air and all that, and then they go to Abuja and they, have a ball or something.
If there's anything aside from Nigeria's constitution, I'm not sure there's any other document that is so holistic that people want to see past that the PIB. Thank you so much, Omono Okonkwo. I'm sure you'll be tracking this public hearing next week. So we're going to touch base with you after the hearing. Thank you so much. Have a great evening. Omono Okonkwo, National Correspondent for the Natural Gas World publication based in Vancouver.